Hello, welcome to Movie Summaries. Today we are summarizing a 2018 horror and thriller movie called The Cleaning Lady. Fair warning, there are spoilers in this summary. Enjoy, and be sure to subscribe to watch more videos weekly, and hit like. The movie starts out with a woman grabbing rats, throwing them in a blender, and, well, yep, she's making a rat smoothie. The heck did I just watch? The movie cuts to a couple in bed. Alice is an esthetician who lives alone in an apartment. She is having an affair with a married man named Michael. Alice regrets having an affair with him, but isn't able to leave him as she has fallen in love with him. Seeking help to get courage to dump Michael, she regularly goes to a support group for addicts. Her addiction is love. Her sponsor is a woman named Miranda, who she has become really close friends with over time. After one of their support group meetings, Miranda encourages Alice to cut all contacts with Michael. Alice promises to finally cut Michael off from her life and screens his calls. After returning home from the meeting, she is puzzled by the sound of someone seemingly using her washroom. When she goes to inspect, she finds a woman with a badly burned face, holding a chunk of hair that was clogging her toilet. Alice realizes that the woman is the plumber she requested to unclog her bathroom. The woman introduces herself as Shelley. Shelley reveals that she found a rat in Alice's apartment. Alice is surprised as she has never encountered a rat in her home before. So, this is the rat smoothie drinker. Alice then offers Shelley the job to clean her apartment 2 days a week. On Tuesday, Shelley arrives to work for Alice, spooking one of Alice's clients by her appearance. Alice apologizes to Shelley for her client and tells her she can grab drinks from the fridge in case she gets thirsty while working. Alice lights scented candles, plays music, and takes a long, warm, relaxing bath. While cleaning Alice's house, Shelley gets intrigued by Shelley's room and her pearl necklace. Shelley also finds herself peeking at Alice taking a bath in deep admiration. Okay, this is already getting creepy. Alice tries to avoid Michael's calls and texts, but he is persistent. He keeps sending her gifts. Alice eventually gives in to the temptation and answers his call. He tells her he is coming by to pick her up. Alice soon regrets it and calls Miranda to help discourage herself from meeting Michael. However, Miranda is busy with her kids and advises Alice to lock herself in her home. Aware of her own weakness, Alice asks Shelley to have dinner with her. Shelley agrees. The two get to know each other over food. Shelley reveals that she got burned in an accident a long time ago. Alice sympathizes with her. While the two ladies talk, Michael arrives and finds the door locked. He asks Alice to let him in, but doesn't get any responses, and eventually leaves. Alice pulls out a cigarette to distract herself from having thoughts about Michael. However, she immediately puts it out and promises to quit when a soft-spoken Shelley tells her that it's not good for Alice's health. Alice then opens up to her struggle to leave Michael. Alice falls asleep while watching TV. She looks like a sleeping beauty, and Shelley gets drawn to touch Alice's thighs. Alice really needs to be less trusting of new people right off the bat. Shelley then proceeds to leave when Alice wakes up and offers to drive Shelley home. On the way home, Shelley compliments Alice and tells her that she looks like a Barbie. Alice is flattered, but tells her that's really just a bunch of makeup when Shelley suddenly tells her to stop the car. She gets off and leaves, leaving Alice wondering if she said something offensive. Shelley lives in a creepy, dilapidated house in the middle of nowhere. It is revealed that she has stolen Alice's pearl necklace. Shelley then takes out a bowl of rat smoothie from the fridge and feeds it to a woman she has kept locked and chained in a cargo container outside of her house. This lady is a psycho. Alice doesn't know what's coming her way. Michael gets restless as Alice continues to ignore him. He tricks her into answering his call from an unknown number and tries to explain his predicament. He tells her that he loves her a lot, but he can't divorce his wife because of his 16-year-old son. Alice tells him that she can't keep going back and forth with him and hangs up the phone. Meanwhile, Michael's wife begins to suspect that Michael is cheating on her. Over time, Shelley grows close to Alice. When she finds a cigarette pack, Shelley makes Alice quit and has her throw them away. Afterwards, Shelley tells Alice that now she is finally perfect. Alice then shows Shelley how to do makeup and lends her dress to her. Shelley is intrigued to see her makeover and notes that she looks dressed like Alice. Later, after Alice goes to sleep, Shelley appears next to Alice's bed. She puts chloroform on a towel and then covers Alice's mouth with a drug towel. She then applies a gooey paste on Alice's face and tries on Alice's earrings as the paste dries. While looking at herself in the mirror, Shelley starts recalling events of her childhood. In this flashback, Shelley's mother, Colleen, appears, hurrying her to get ready in the morning. Colleen struggled financially, and she would pimp out her underage daughter to get men to get by. She forcefully put makeup on little Shelley and starved her to keep her skinny and desirable for her customers. When Shelley protested, Colleen would beat her and threatened to cut her tongue out if she disobeyed her. Despite all of this, Shelley was very fond of her Barbie dolls. and always loved keeping them perfect. Okay, Shelley's current behavior is making a little bit more sense now. Very screwed up childhood. Shelley then uses the mold of Alice's face to create a mask for herself. She has become dangerously obsessed with Alice. The next morning, Alice wakes up sick, possibly from the exposure to chloroform. She finds Shelley on her door. It's not even her working day or time. Alice needs to run. Shelley asks if Alice wants to hang out, but Alice declines and tells her that she is sick. Shelley continues to insist and offers to make tea for Alice, who then eventually gives in and invites her in. What a pushover. Shelley gets annoyed by the messages Alice receives from Michael. She tells Alice that she must tell Michael to stop. Alice tells her that she has told Michael to stop many times. The next day, Michael shows up outside Alice's gym. Alice isn't initially pleased, but eventually gives in when Michael lovingly embraces her. Meanwhile, Shelley breaks into Alice's room. She wears Alice's face masks and takes a long bath in Alice's bathroom with lit, scented candles and music playing, exactly the way Alice does. Shelley also creepily peeps when Alice has passionate sex with Michael after returning home at night. Michael better watch out too. The next day, Shelley again breaks into Alice's room. She attacks and subdues Alice with chloroform. Shelley then texts Michael from Alice's phone and asks him to come over. As expected, horny Michael takes the bait and leaves after making a lame excuse to his wife. Michael's wife, Helen, who already suspects him, follows him in her car. She sees Michael going into Alice's apartment complex and breaks down. Meanwhile, Michael is smiling ear to ear at Alice's door, thinking he is about to get laid. He finds the door open, and upon inspection, he doesn't find Alice in her room. Shelley suddenly appears and subdues Michael with the help of pepper spray and chloroform. As Shelley lays next to an unconscious Michael, Shelley again has a childhood flashback. Colleen sends a man to little Shelley's room. As she makes preparations for dinner, she suddenly hears the man screaming in Shelley's room. When she goes to inspect, she learns that Shelley has bitten his finger. The man snatches the money he paid to Colleen and washes his wound in the kitchen. Shelley then appears with a knife and repeatedly stabs his thighs, and the man pushes her down. Shelley again gets up to attack him. The man tosses the pot of hot oil over Shelley's face. Wow, traumatizing. Alice then wakes up to find herself tied and gagged with duct tape and an unconscious Michael laying next to her. Shelley wakes Michael up and orders Alice to kill him with the knife she has duct taped in her hand. This is her twisted way of helping Alice get over Michael. Alice and Michael are in utter disbelief. Shelley tries to force Alice to stab Michael, but Alice resists. After failing to make Alice kill him, Shelley then tortures Michael. She grabs a can of hydrochloric acid and pours it over Michael's thighs. As he screams and shakes in pain, Shelley tells Alice that the acid would do as much damage as the hot oil did to Shelley's face, and Michael will suffer for hours. She advises Alice to put Michael out of his misery, but when Alice again refuses to kill Michael, the lunatic Shelley pours acid over Michael's mouth. Oof. As much of an a-hole he is for cheating on his wife, he doesn't deserve this torture. Alice breaks into tears. Unable to bear the pain, Michael pleads with Alice to end his life. Alice hesitantly complies. Shelley then sedates Alice using an injection as she tells her that she is finally perfect. She packs Alice in a suitcase and takes her home in Michael's car. Meanwhile, Helen is still outside in her car talking to a friend and freaking out about Michael cheating on her. She follows the car, under the impression that she is following Michael. Oh no, not Helen too. After following his car for a while, Helen's car runs out of gas, and she gets stranded in the middle of nowhere. Meanwhile, Shelley ties Alice in her bathroom and leaves after telling Alice that soon she will feel very comfortable. She needs to define what comfortable means. While feeding her chained female captive the rat smoothie, Shelley again starts reliving her past. Colleen is seen applying medicine on little Shelley's scars. Shelley insists on going outside, but Colleen tells her that the doctor has advised against exposing her to sunlight. Shelley says that she's never going to look normal again. Colleen gets agitated and tells her that she must heal so she can start getting clients again. Shelley angrily tells her that she's not going to do it again. Colleen then leaves Shelley's room in a huff and returns with a pair of scissors. The demented Colleen then threatens to cut Shelley's tongue as Shelley shakes in fear. However, after placing the scissors on Shelley's tongue, Colleen suddenly has a change of heart. She embraces her daughter and apologizes to her, tossing the scissors aside. Shelley uses Colleen's moment of calmness to stab her with the scissors. As Colleen screams in pain, Shelley presses Colleen against the wall, forcing the scissors further in her back. Now that's not the best mother and daughter relationship. Shelley descends back to reality and tells her malnourished captive to eat the rats. When she refuses to comply, Shelley gets agitated and forcefully feeds the dead rats to the woman, who is revealed to be Shelley's evil mother, Colleen. It is also revealed that Colleen's tongue has been cut by Shelley. A full 180 turn there. Shelley then leaves for the city in her dusty pickup truck, passing by Helen, who is still stranded on the road. A good Samaritan finally helps Helen and refuels her car. Helen then drives towards Shelley's home. and finds Michael's car parked outside. She inspects Shelley's rundown home as Shelley returns from the city and notices a new car parked outside. Uh-oh. Helen better run. Helen hears Alice's muffled screams coming from the bathroom. Helen quickly goes to the washroom and removes the gag from Alice's mouth. Alice warns Helen about the psychopath cleaning lady and asks Helen to free her. While cutting the ropes, Helen figures out that Alice is the woman Michael was having an affair with. Alice promises to tell her everything and pleads with her to help her out. Helen agrees, and the two proceed to flee when Helen is struck by a shovel. The evil and demented Shelley then beats poor Helen to death. Alice quickly runs back to the house and hides herself. At an opportune time, Alice then grabs the car keys from Helen's pockets and runs towards her car as Shelley follows her like a maniac. Alice manages to get into the car, but Shelley smashes the car window and drugs Alice. That was a clutch move, but just not fast enough. Alice attempts to run, but eventually passes out. Alice then wakes up all dolled up in a yellow dress with full makeup on inside Shelley's version of her dollhouse. It turns out, Shelley went to the city in her pickup truck to bring Alice's belongings from her home. Alice attempts to flee, but realizes that she's been chained to the room. When she looks out the window, she finds Shelley staring at her from outside. The movie ends. Well, that was so disturbing, and a crazy ending. Hope you enjoyed our summary. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos weekly. Thanks.